Mexico billions. That is the headline here.
Crazy.
Yeah. According to Bloomberg News. Probably not big enough, Romaine, but right now, PepsiCo, it's actually going to slash prices by up to 15% on some of their salty snacks after sales plunged and the company missed internal revenue targets for 2 years in a row.
The idea they learned that if we charge people $7 for a bag of Doritos, they won't actually buy those Doritos. Is that
demand destruction?
It's exactly what it is.
Dorito.
Milk now, it's $10 a gallon at Walmart. $10 a gallon milk, guys. That's your new upcoming prices with the gas prices going up. It's only gonna get worse. Prepare for $20 a gallon.
Now it's $8.59, but look like what it used to be. It was $7.69, but wait. Before that, $3.79.
$27. $27 for toilet paper. Think about that.
Look, I know I'm a frugal fuck, but when the fuck did cereal start costing $9 motherfucking dollars?
Look. $10. $10 for a 12-pack of soda. That's all the brand.
$9.29 for 6 candy bars? Are you out of your mind?
Oscar Mayer is $8.29 for beef fucking bologna.
Man, ain't no fucking way for a 50-cent honey bun. They want $2.29 for
$11.99, $11.49.
$48.47 at Sam's Club for 4 steaks.
But I mean, $31.99 for coffee. I'm gonna switch to tea.
Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and peace and salutations to the elect feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, with sincerity, truth, and with charity. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, which the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashem means in the name of. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Son, in which the world ignorantly calls JC. His true name is Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this will be another edifying lesson. And today I'm going to be speaking about this food inflation. Food inflation, because this is, a repetitive topic, but it doesn't matter. We can continue to bring out the same things because these things are a part of prophecy. And these things are ultimately a part of the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, which is going to be destroyed by a thermonuclear fire. But before that, you're going to see more famines, different plagues, seditions among men. Right, you're starting to see the signs of that now, and what you're seeing is the prices of, first of all, with the basically this the lockdown of the Strait of Hormuz lockdown, you're seeing prices of nitrogen, different fertilizers go up, right? And then as a result, it has a effect on all the other goods. The crops can't be produced as fast, right? Farmers are not even breaking even. You have different, different foods, prices going up. Price of Doritos is the price of minimum wage, right? It's $7. You have the price of milk is $10, right? And I remember being younger. You can go to a store, you can get a bag of Doritos for $1, $2, 99 cents. Now you can't even get anything for cents anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think you can get a pack of gum for cents anymore. That's how bad these prices are. These are a part of, this is ultimately a part of prophecy, right? The book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 6. It says, I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of wheat barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And what does that go back to? The word penny actually doesn't mean a literal penny, like as in 1 cent penny. Because if you actually go into that word, right, in the Strong's dictionary, the Strong's concordance, it says denarius, right? Which that word penny goes back to the word denarius, or a Roman silver coin. It was the principal silver coin of the Roman Empire, right? And if you go down, it says, then the ordinary pay for a day's wages, right? So we know the America Babylon the Great is actually the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, and hence why, if you see on the dollar bill, it's written in Latin, right? It's written in Latin, and the customs of America, right? Like the bread and circuses, right? Like different like sports events, right? They had the same things, the Colosseum, right? And they even had things like stimulus checks, like their own version of stimulus checks back in the Roman Empire, because ultimately America Babylon the Great is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, right? So and you can also say America is the reincarnation of Egypt, right? Right, Nineveh, has all these different names. One of the names that America Babylon the Great, one of the names, or one of the things it is the Roman Empire, right? So you're seeing the collapse of this society again, right? So now you're seeing prices increase, right? You're seeing, with the prices increase, you're seeing the lack of bread, right? The lack of farmers can't produce enough crops. There's a whole infrastructure being destroyed, and ultimately we're seeing the downfall. We're seeing the downfall of America Babylon the Great, this wicked kingdom, which was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and you Israelite foreigners. This place was basically, built off of basically, slave labor, right? Built off of, taking things that wasn't theirs, right? These Edomites were taking things that wasn't theirs. That's why you go back to Native Americans and the Trail of Tears, right? Or, just all this fucking wicked shit, right? You research these certain families that have all these different investments in different lands, right? So ultimately, the scriptures speak about how, wealth from vanity is diminished, right? And you're seeing that happen now, right? You're seeing the Lord didn't forget about all these things that these people did to us, right? These Edomites, right? And as a punishment, they're gonna have to be destroyed, right? And you're seeing these people groaning and mourning right now. Right, this is the book of Proverbs 29:2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Right? And so you're seeing these people mourning. Right? You're seeing even Edomites, they're crashing out. They're basically screaming, fucking, they don't want to work anymore. Right? They're mad because they can't go out and do, folly anymore. You're seeing Eve crashed out because she can't go, do X, Y, and Z, right? So you're seeing these people ultimately mourning, right? The book of Isaiah, chapter 19. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, "The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they cause Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomits. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. That they shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it." Right? So you're seeing these things now, and you're seeing there's the lack of jobs now too. So you're seeing people can't even afford food, and then they can't even get jobs anymore because there's no more work in Egypt, right? There's all these people are getting replaced by machines and AI, right? You have people getting looking for applying for 1,600 jobs, 2,000 jobs, can't even get one reply back. You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing this place ultimately get destroyed from its infrastructure, from its labor, right? From the food prices going up. Now people are groaning, people are mourning, right? And ultimately, like I said earlier, this is ultimately a punishment, right, on these people, because this is a wicked land. America, Babylon the Great is a wicked land. It's going to be destroyed, and when you see these judgments on a lot of these people, right, the Lord is going to make their judgment, some of their judgment, really, what's the word? He's going to make it so they feel their judgment for a long period of time, right? So it's going to start off slow, and he's going to crank it up. He's going to crank up, first, they're not going to be able to find work, just the small things. Then they're not going to be able to buy certain foods. Then they're going to be able to get no food at all. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to be starving. They're going to be while all this chaos is going to happen, there's not going to be any food. There's not going to be any a lot of these people are going to be skin and bones, trying to eat each other, eat their arms, eat bugs. They're going to be like ultimately they're going to be just crashing out. And then you're going to see them ultimately, if they survive all these things, right? Then ultimately they will get hit with those ICBM nuclear missiles. So either way, these people are cooked. There's no surviving in bunkers. No amount of bunkers, no amount of food storage could save you. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's going to save you out of this destruction is Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and he has to be initially dealing with you. And if he's not dealing with you, then you're fucked, right? And let's bring out the book of Amos 5, chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Right, so that's speaking about for these people. These 2/3, these heathen nations, right? Because a lot of these people, they think when the Lord comes back, he's going to come back, peacefully. When the Lord, he's going to bring destruction on the earth. He's not going to come back with a peacefully. He's going to come with a sword. But like I was saying earlier, these people, they're not going to be able to escape, the famines. Right, the sword, right, martial law. They're not going to, and ultimately, even if they survive all these things, those nuclear missiles are going to still consume them, right? And it's likened unto them going into a room, and they think there's they're safe in a room, only to find a snake, and they go outside, and they find a bear right there, ready to basically maul them. That's what it's going to be like for a lot of these people, right? Because ultimately they're not in the Psalms 91 shelter, right, of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. The Lord was never with them, right? I just wanted to make this short video, right? These are the signs that are coming. You're seeing the famines, right? You're seeing you're starting to see the lack of work, right? All these things that were prophesied. You're seeing inflation, right? And it's going to get even worse. All right, so with that, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Rakakodesh, and double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And peace and salutations, select feeding the sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Shalom.